All right, all right, all right, all right. It is Tuesday, June 25th. And Tuesday means coil class. That's what that means. Just means straight up coil class, and that's all it means pretty much. We love coil class here. We love it a lot. So, what's on the agenda today? Staple stagger fuse Claptons, s.s.f.c. All right. I do have a tutorial for this, a pre-recorded tutorial out there. It's been out for a while. But we're going to do it today anyway. And actually, I think I'm going to be doing it a little differently than I did probably a year ago. So, what is Coil Class? Coil Class is a live video series that takes place here on n.divine83 YouTube at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Tuesday Eastern Time. I sat down and figured out every type of coil there is to learn. I put them in order from easiest to hardest, from oldest to newest, and I will systematically go through each and every one and teach you all that I know about them builds. For all the coil class videos, you could look at the playlists on my channel. Go to coil class. Check out the other playlists too. While we go through this, we also look at different RDAs each week. Most of the time, they're pretty old. We're getting up to newer ones. Like today, we're going to do, it's actually pretty old. We're going to do the Pulse 24. The Pulse 24 from Vandy Vape. It's a really good RDA, actually. I'm hoping that these coils fit in there, actually. And that's it, man. So staple stagger fuse Claptons. Staple stagger fuse Claptons was one of the hardest coils for me to learn. It's also one of the better vapes when you're talking about what coils are best to vape. Staple stagger fuse Claptons is up there. I think a lot of builders, like especially like Twisted Messes, you'll hear them say that those are his favorite to vape. Yeah, it is a really good vape. It airs out really good, and it's not loud. It's not a loud vape. It's only got a little slight sizzle, which a lot of people actually think about the noise of the coils, what they're making. So you're not sitting there watching a movie with your lady friend and it's all suspenseful, and then all of a sudden all you hear is like that. You don't want to hear that, right? So you vape some staple stagger fuse Claptons, if that makes any sense. All right, I'm going to do something a little differently here. So, who created the staple stagger fuse Clapton? Squid Dude did. Squid Dude, Mr. Squid Dude, the person that made the staples and the stagger fuse Clapton, made the staple stagger fuse Clapton. Okay, this build is two builds in one, basically. It is two builds, a stagger fuse Clapton and a staple combined in one. You put a staple inside of a stagger fuse Clapton. This is going to be the most basic type I could possibly give you, but it is a hard build. It is hard. It's one of the hardest for me to learn. It's based a lot on the spacing. But I will show you. I'll do my best to get this done, show you how easy it can be. And I promise if you follow all these rules, there's no luck going on. There's no magic going on. If you follow the rules, you get good spacing, you could get it. I would like to ask, I will say what's up to everybody, then I got a question. Before we start. I feel like I'm missing something, but I left my notes at work today. I do have a wire chart to show you in a bit, but we'll get to that in a second. All right. So let me say what's up to everybody. Hope everybody's having a good start to the week. Tomorrow's already Wednesday. Work week is already almost over. Okay, let me actually resize this. So the good thing about doing one build a week is I have a little more time. I don't have to rush, So that's good. Let's see who is here. Who is here? Who is here anyway? Let us see. I see a lot of pink in that chat. Got a lot of people here. All right, let's check it out. Let's go over to live chat. Mark, yo, happy birthday, dude. I didn't even read that. I didn't even fucking read that, dude. Happy birthday. I swear I didn't read that. I was like, I seen that it was your birthday. And I was like, next time I see him, I'm going to have to say happy birthday. I didn't even read your comment. I was like, next time I see him, I'm going to say happy birthday. And you're here. You're still not getting a fucking wrench, dude. Still not getting a wrench. So Mark Leary is the Omi Mark. He is the person that sells this delicious juice, this skull cake by Om Sicky Liquid. He would, sometimes I just want to shake it up. He could tell you the flavor profile. He could tell you. But I will tell you that Mark now works with me, and it's his birthday today. So everybody say happy birthday to Mark. Okay, who is here? Who is here? Happy birthday, Mark. I wish I would have seen that on Facebook before I seen you today. Addie J, what's up? Brooklyn Coils, what's up? Cameron the Alien Making Fool, what's up? Chevy Man, what's up? Crazy Coils, what's up? Dave Monteferro. Fabian Reamer, what's up? Frank Einstein is here. Grady Moore. Jerry Lawrence, what's up, Jerry? Johnny Deathhead, Joshua Lee, Lime Dog Chris, Mark Leary is here. Mark Pro Vapes, Mr. Pebble is here. Nick Fenton, Richie Oliver, what's up, Richie? Rick Coon, Sicko Wicko, Trevor is that one person, and Vaping Jason. And in case I don't... Oh, Kim's in trouble. There she is. How come she wasn't on the list? Justin Robinson, Jess, what's up? Anybody I didn't say hi to, you just weren't on my participants list. It's nothing personable. Nothing personable. Hey, not that personable. Rudy, what's up? Rudy Guida, right? Rudy Guida. What is up? And it's Dave's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Dave. Pup Man is here. What's up, Pup Man? Master Verb is here. Anybody that is watching but is not in chat, what is up? This is listen, this build's hard, but it could also be fun. It's one of them builds, like, when you get it, you're super satisfied with yourself. It is so fun to watch come together when your spacing's good. It could also be a nightmare. It could be an absolute nightmare. There was a time, I can't remember what his name is, but there was a time where I was having real problems with these, and I started asking people questions, and they started giving me little tips. Like, I knew, like, the spacing had to be on. I knew that. And I thought there was something else going on, but really, if your spacing's good, man, and you prep it right, it's really the spacing. So a lot of this build is protecting that frame, or them frames, protecting them from the spacing. You don't want to handle them too much. What's up, Pat, Lime Dog? Vaping Elevator Guy, F.E. Wire, what's up? Stay still, chat. No! Happy birthday, Mark. I got you a wrench. Okay. So, I did want to start this a little differently. Brad Collins is here. Damn, we got a full house tonight. I think once we get into these funner builds, I think more people are going to want to watch. So I do want to start differently than usual. What I want to do is, usually I can't really talk to chat while I'm doing it. We'll save the questions for the end like usual. But I do have a question for you. I have a question. Okay, here's my question. How many people that are going to take part in Coil class that, like, build every week or whatever, or maybe this will be their first week that they build, whatever, it doesn't matter. How many people have either never done a staple stagger fuse Clapton, or they have and they just can't get it? We're doing a full fuse tonight. That's another thing I forgot to mention. We're doing a full clean fuse. We've tackled a build like this already. That I even remember what REA it's in. we've tackled a build like this already in the OG staple video. All right, so we have done a build like this, but I didn't space it properly, so I did a skip fuse, right? Because I told you my spacing was messed up, so I did that skip fuse, that ribbon laying down. Well, this ribbon's going to be standing up, the one that we're doing tonight. That is a horrible view. All right, so we did this, right? So it's a lot like that, what we're doing tonight, only the staples are standing up, and we're going to do it clean. I'm going to show you how I like to do them clean. Never done, never. I had, but never perfect rod. I know Kim's done it. I have her first one here, actually. Attempt at your first one. You know, Richie Oliver has never made one ever in his life. Never. Okay, cool. Because I want to know if it helps anybody, you know? So when I look at them, post later, I want to know, did it help? You know? Because I get it. I have these videos out, and as much as I would like everybody to go watch my pre-recorded videos, by the time you get done watching me for 3 hours and then you got all these other YouTube channels, you're probably not going to go over to another hour-long video. I get it. So this might be the first time you ever see me do a staple stagger fuse Clapton, even though I've done a lot of them live. All right, so something I don't mention very often. Every time I sit down and do a build, no matter what build it is, I think of what wires am I going to use. You guys watch me do this. Watch me do this, all right? I'm going to tell you what wires would be best to do the first time. It's debatable. It is debatable what I'm about to tell you. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to use and what I think you should use for your first time, but it is debatable what I'm about to tell you. And the reason it's debatable is because, damn. I might actually have to switch up what I'm using. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch up what I'm using. All right, so what I think you should use for your first time doing a staple stagger fuse Clapton is this. And I'm going to tell you why. So I always try to figure out what wires am I going to use and why am I going to use them wires. So my fusing, all my skipping, everything, I'm going to use 36 because I think that would be easier for you. That's the one that's really debatable because 36 is very strong. And also 36 is going to push you off them ribbons a little bit. All right, you're going to have like more of a rounded thing kind of going on. It's going to be like bigger cores against, and that's debatable, but 36, less spaces to go into, right? Easier to work with because it's bigger in a way. So in a way, 36 is easier. If you're having trouble with 36, try 38. 38 and 36 are them two happy. I would not try 34. I wouldn't. Definitely not 32. All right. 36 or 38. All right. I'm going to use 0.4 ribbon. I'm going to use Canthal because I want to keep my ohms down. I want to show you guys what these ohm out to. So I'm going to use Canthal ribbon, kidney puncher Canthal ribbon, because I had it here. I couldn't believe how much kidney puncher Canthal ribbon I had. And I'm going, okay, this is what I wanted to use. I wanted to use 26, but actually 26 is one of the wires I just ordered from Coil Society. I only have a little bit left. If I don't have enough of this, I'm just going to substitute it for 27. But let me tell you 26. All right, 26. 26. Does the ribbon size and the cores matter? It does. It very much so does. If you use 26 gauge, you probably don't want to use 0.3 ribbon. Why? Because 0.3 ribbon is a lot shorter than 26. 0.4 and 26 are the same size. How do you know this? I'm going to show you a chart. And I'm going to let you have time to take a picture of it if you need to. This is my wire chart that I just drew up again. Look at the 26. 26 gauge is all the way at the top. Look what the millimeter in diameter it is, 0.4. That's the same height as 0.4 ribbon. If you would want to use 0.3 ribbon, you'd want to go around 28. If you want to use 28 for the frames with 0.4, that will work pretty good too. It will work damn good. What wouldn't be good is if you use 0.3 ribbon with 26. It would go. It would be difficult because 0.3 is so much thinner. So this is what I look at when I'm doing this. Like when I do a frame staple, if I only have 0.4, then I'm probably going to do around 26, you know? Maybe 28. I wouldn't go 30. If I only have 0.3 ribbon and I'm doing a frame staple, I'm probably not going to go with 26 gauge or 36 gauge for the frames. I'm going to go with something like that. All right? So there is the chart. You need to take a picture of it real quick. Take a picture. Okay. So what do I want to do first? I don't even know. So what's the first step? I don't know. Why are you asking me, dude? Yeah, check out the Patreon. Check out the Patreon, man. Doing a Patreon giveaway this week. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good one. All right. Now, let's do... I'm going to stack the ribbons first. That's what I'm going to do because Kim told me to. Okay. I got that mod that Josh Main sent with me and with the rebirth, right? With the rebirth. All right, Johnny. All right, I'm going to close down the chat for now. I'll pick it back up like when I start fusing or something, all right? We are going to be using a swivel for this. And one more thing. I am going to release a list. I already kind of have the list halfway done. I'm going to release a list of coil class in order, what weeks are coming up, and like benchmark tools, important tools you'll need that are different from the norm. Like I'm not going to put on the list of tools like needle noses, wire cutters, and scissors, and hot glue. I'm not going to put that on the list. But like when we get to corrugated, I'll tell you what I use. So I am going to release a list of how the coil classes are going to go from now on. All right. I pretty much have an idea how they're going to go. Next week is going to be Twisted Clapton, and which would be the green mamba, I guess we would look at, and the reef coil. All right. So I'll release that list sometime, probably this week. Okay. Okay. So I like for staple stagger fuse Claptons doing around. I like around 6 to 10 ply, somewhere between 6 and 10. I like 8 the best. I'm going to do 8. I'm going to do an 8 ply. Even though it's going to come out pretty low, but since I'm using let's do a 6 ply. I'm going to do a 6 ply. 0.4 Canthal, 6 ply. All right. I want dual coil. I want to end up with dual coil. So I want to end up with 8 inches, 2 4-inch pieces, 8 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out 3 pieces at 16 inches, fold them in half to get my 8. So I'm going to take this 0.4 ribbon here, and I'm going to actually get my tape measure. I'm going to pull out ribbon at about 16 inches or so, probably a little more, just in case and just for the folding and stuff. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3. All right. And before I go any further, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get a piece of 40 gauge, any kind of 40 gauge, and I'm going to get out about 10 inches of 40 gauge. Doesn't have to be straight or anything, it's just for wrapping. And then I'm going to make sure that I have my hot glue around. All right, hot glue's here, ribbons here, all that. All right. Oh, and I got my water. I got my little water squonk. I'm going to get my ribbon. And we've done ribbon stacking in coil class before. All right, I'm going to get my 3 pieces, get them flat in my fingers here, run my fingers down, go down to this edge, cut clean, and we're going to stack them right there. Run my fingers down a couple times, dip some water on my finger. Oh, dude. Okay, with my fingers. There's something going on with my fingers tonight, like most nights. Red Eye Loon, what's up? Straight Dripping, what's up? Lethal Coils, what's up? So, like most nights, there's something going on with my fingers. I was doing spray insulation today, and I got some of my fingers, and what happens is it stains your fingers. So, I have stained fingers right now. Anybody want to buy coils? I'll build them right now. Okay. I think I need nail polish remover or something. So I folded over this staple wire. We've done staple stacking before on coil class, so if you don't know staple stacking, you probably shouldn't try staple stagger fuse Clapton just yet. So learn that staple stacking. So this is a 6-ply. Dave and Gore, what's up? I'm gonna cut that, run my fingers down, get a little more water on there. And then I'm gonna wrap the staple up with this 40 gauge up here, about 3/4 of an inch down or whatever, and then run it all the way down here. Now, especially if you're using swivels, it's important to have this loop here on my ribbon, and it's important to have it good. Have that ribbon loop good, because my swivel is going to hook up to this for this build. All right, that's what my swivel is going to hook up to, is that ribbon. So what I'm going to do with this 6-ply 0.4 is I'm going to heat up some hot glue. Oh, and that fan is not going to let me. So I got a mini fan, so I didn't have to keep the air on all the time. It works good. I like it. It's a little guy. So I hot glued right below that loop. All right. Now I'm going to come down here at the other end. That has the 40 gauge. A couple more wraps in it with this 40 that I had hanging off. All right. What's up, virus? All right. I'm shutting the chat down so I don't get distracted and so I can see the screen. Okay, so now I'm going to take this loop and I'm going to attach it to my swivel. And it's pretty important to have these ribbons nice and straight, right? Nice and straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this ribbon stack away from the swivel. Make sure everything's good. All right, pull it away from the swivel just to put a little bit of tension on it. Make sure everything's straight. All right, there's my 6-ply, everything's straight. And now I'm going to heat up some hot glue. If the fan lets me, and it's not. Oh, you fuck. Heat up some hot glue, and I'm going to dab it right on this 40 gauge here. I want to keep that hot glue thin, though. I don't want it all big and bulgy. I want it Slim Jim. All right. And I'm going to hold that tension away from the swivel until this glue dries. And when I let go, I should have a nice ribbon stack. Like, look what happens when I just put it down. Okay. Nice ribbon stack all together. Look what happens when I put it on the table. It looks like one piece of wire, right? One piece of wire. That's what you want. You want a nice ribbon stack. You don't want to have to mess with this throughout the build. You want just nice 6-ply, all nice and good. And 0.4 is more liable to do this than 0.3. All right, if you prep it right. Super important to just not have to worry about that ribbon when you're doing this build. You don't even want to have to deal with it. Just think of it as just another piece of wire in the middle. That's it. You're going to have to worry about it, but I don't want you to have mistakes happening in the ribbon. All right. Now, spacing wire. We've done this before. There's many different ways to space wire. So many different ways to space wire. I'm going to show you how I like to do my round wire if I'm not doing a parallel Clapton. If I just want to do a space 26 gauge, this is what I do. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that in addition to my good swivel, you want a good swivel for this, you know? It could be a little old, but you want a good swivel for this build. All right. I want to get a bobby pin or something that I could put into my drill that has a loop. All right. I'm going to put that bobby pin into the drill. All right. Now I want to get out my 27 gauge. All right, 27. Because I don't think I have enough 26. But I would use 26, but I just don't have enough right now. It's in the mail. And I'm going to stretch it to make sure it's straight. You want a really nice straight piece of wire here. All right. So I got my straight piece of wire. This is Nichrome 27, so you're going to kind of know what the ohms would still be. Canthal ribbon, Nichrome 27. All right, so I got a piece of 27 gauge here. I also want to get some 36 gauge off my spool. I want to get about 2 pieces at 6 inches. You're only going to need 1, but just in case. Now, we did the loop method in one of the coil classes. You could use the loop method, but I'm going to show you a different kind of loop method. that I like to use. All right. And it might be a little confusing when you see it at first, but I think you will understand anyway. First and foremost, let's get our 27 attached to the swivel. I bend it over the swivel like that. I grab both with my needle noses. And I twist. Just twist like 5 times, and it'll be on there just perfect. That's fine. Now, I can come down here. I can get it on here like this. Bend it over. And wrap it around itself about 5 times. All right. Make sure my swivel is closed. I like to clamp my drill to the table. So I got one of these clamps. I got another different kind of clamp too. Any kind of clamp. I like my drill to be sturdy while I do spacing. All right. So what I do is I pull my drill back so that this wire is tight. All right. And then I'm going to clamp the drill to my table because I feel as though when this is still, it gives me better results. All right. Now, I want to take my 36 gauge. 36 gauge nichrome is what I'm using. I want to take this 36. I'm going to show you close up. I'm going to put this 36 through this hole just so it grabs, and I'm going to twist forward. I'm twisting, I'm going in the forward motion, and I'm just going to Clapton a little bit, and then I'm going to open up to do a space Clapton for about 5 spaces. All right, you see that's closed, and this is 5 spaces. Now, let me get my 36 sturdy so it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm about to show you some shit. About to show you some serious shit. All right. Now, this is important to understand how I'm going to do this loop. This loop method. I call this, okay, this is my drill right here. This is my drill, right? I call this the front. This right here is the front. This is the back of the fuse. This is the fuse. This is the front of the fuse. This is the back of the fuse, right? Because we're moving forward. So this would be the front. This would be the back. I call this space here, that very first space, I call that the first space made. The one behind it, I call it the second space made. All right? We're going to take a loop from in the front. We're going to go in a forward rotation, just like this wire. We're going to follow this wire around and put it in the first space made and the second space made. So remember them 36s I cut at about 6 inches? I'm going to take them. I'm going to put it in front of this fuse. All right. Now it's going to get a little tricky to see just because of the cameras here, but one sec. Whoa. My loop is in front of the fuse. I'm going to put it around and go into the first space made. Make sure it goes into that first space made. And I'm going to bring it around again and put it into the second space made. And then I'm going to pull these down, all three. So now I got 3 wires. The 2 on the sides are the loop. The one in the middle is the fuse wire coming off the spool. I'm going to take my nail. As I pull down on these 3 wires, I'm going to push all together. All right, now watch what happens when I hold tension down and I start rotating. I'm holding tension down on this. I'm going to start rotating. You see that? It's making a perfect space behind, right? So there's a couple things you could do. You could take the 2 loop wires, which are going to be the 2 short wires here. You know, the ones going to the spool, and then you have 2 short wires. You could attach an RDA to this, just some kind of weight. You could just take an RDA cap and attach it to this somehow. Or you could take all 3 of these wires, pulled down tight, and you could take one of these clips and clip all these wires together. Tight to the core. So I clipped it close. I'll show you what it kind of looks like here. It's not on the 26, it's only on them 3. Oh, come on. There he is. There you go. Now, sometimes I put it on like this. It depends how closed this pin is. Sometimes I'll put it on like this. Not on the 26, just on the cores. But it really depends on how closed that thing is. All right. And then I could take my spool. And if I keep a nice straight angle, you want a straight angle going up. Let me show you. A little forward angle, but not really, just a little bit. If you do this, I'm going to start slow. You can't see the spool. Damn it. This is the spool. The wire's kind of straight up to it. And you got to keep an eye on it. It might be good to wear glasses if you have to. If you got to wear glasses to see this, do it. I'm lucky enough to have a camera here with a macro lens, so I can kind of see it by just doing this. But like with 40 gauge, I use glasses so I could see it. All right, so watch. And it's leaving that perfect space behind. All right. So I'm going to go down this thing, get this done, and tell you what to do next. But you could use just a loop method if you want, but the spacing on this build is very important. All right. There's many spacing methods. Whichever one works for you is good. This is my favorite for this. This is my favorite for round wire. Actually, a technique that I picked up from Prescription Coils that picked it up from Richie Oliver. All right. I'm just going to get that good spacing all the way down. You might want to keep checking it, but I like to check it every once in a while. I hold my spool down pretty low. Let me tell you how far down I hold it. I hold it this low every time. It's like between my knees right now. My spool is 20 inches away from the wire here. And you don't want a 90-degree angle going into here. You want 85, something like that. 85, yeah. 85 would be this angle. 85. This would be 95, right? I'm almost at the end. We're going to see what this looks like in a second. Okay. That's good. Now what I want to do, after I'm all the way down to this end, what I want to do is I want to take this clip off and I want to unwrap the loop. All right. Unwrapping the loop. Get that off. Now, remember in our D-core video, in order to get the core off of the Clapton, we put it in reverse and held this in a D-core. I want to do the same thing. I want to loosen this up. What that's going to do is it's going to loosen the Clapton from the core so it moves back and forth, which you want. You want it to move back and forth when you're going along with this build. You want it to move. Also, what it's going to do, if you ever D-core a wire, you notice that it gets a little smaller. Watch. Watch what happens when I reverse this. I'm going to hold the wire, just like we did in the D-core video. I'm going to hold the wire and reverse the drill. All right. See how it's going back? You could even see the notches in the wire where the wire was. Very little bit, but you can. And I'm just going to do a couple reverse motions. Just a couple in reverse. Just a little bit. And I can feel down here it's loose. The whole thing's loose. Now, I could cut the 36 off. And my spool is now released from the core. So, I have this nice spaced wire here, right? And I have that staple wire there. The spacing on this, I can't say it enough, is so important to succeed with this build. If you want a nice staple stagger fuse Clapton, this spacing is important. So if you have a good spacing wire right here, your job the rest of the way is to protect this freaking wire. Don't mess it up. Don't even touch it. Seriously, don't even touch it. Going to be like, how the hell are you going to put it? How are you going to make two frames out of that and put it on the staple without touching it? I'm going to show you. I'm going to touch where the Clapton isn't all the time. Here and here. Right where this swivel is, where there's no wire. Here. And right here, where there's no wire here. That's the only places I'm going to touch it with my hands. You want no motion like that on this wire. You don't want any kind of motion. To get this build good, don't fucking touch it. Don't touch it. You want that spacing good. It's your job to protect that spacing throughout the whole thing. Without the spacing, you're nobody. Without you, the spacing is nobody. This is my spacing. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Without me, my spacing is useless. Without my spacing, I am useless. All right? And you can keep telling that to yourself. I can't stress enough how the spacing, if you fail this build, it was your spacing probably. Unless like you twisted it being an asshole. I don't know. But if you fail this build, it's probably because your spacing. If your spacings ain't lining up, it's because your spacing's bad. It's going to be 80% of your problems are going to be the spacing. So be careful. All right. That's all I got to say about that. I'll probably say it like 20 more times, but damn near every single one I failed was because my spacing was bad. Okay, now we're going to measure this. Remember, we have this 8-inch piece. All right. Let's measure how much good I did. How much wire do I have here? I have about 19 inches. All right. What? Damn, that's a lot. All right. So let's just call it 18. So half of 18 is 9 inches, right? I'm going to heat up my hot glue. I'm going to measure where 9 inches is, and I'm going to dab hot glue on there. Because this is both my frames here. Yeah, this is both my frames. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. So I'm heating up my hot glue, measuring 9, and dabbing the hot glue right on the 9. And that's going to lock it in right there, right? That hot glue is going to keep that. Oh my God. That hot glue is going to keep that on the core right there. All right, so let's let that dry. You know what? Fuck this fan. All right, heat it up some more so it kind of melts in there. I could twist it if the dibble dabble's going down. All right. If you don't have some 40 gauge left from the staple, get some 40 gauge. All right. So I got some 40 gauge ready. Here's what I'm going to do. Oh, wait. I'm going to cut this off the drill and only hold the end here. And I'm also going to cut it off of the swivel. All right. Now, right where this hot glue is, I'm going to cut it right before the hot glue. I'm going to pinch that hot glue, and I'm going to bend a 90 just with my fingernail so that now this has a 90-degree bend in it. Here's the first one that I cut. I'm just going to slide it down. I never flipped anything over. If you flip it over, I don't think it's a big deal, but I don't like flipping them over. What I mean is I didn't bend it in half and cut it. All right? I like my spacing going all the same way. Well, not my spacing. I like my wire going the same direction. And I'm going to bend a 90 in this one. And now I'm going to drop my staple in the center. Just like that. That's what I have. I gotta clean this table off. All right, my 2 frames and my staple in the middle. I have my 40 gauge wire here. All right. I'm going to take All three. 1, 2, 3. Bring them together and try not to handle them frames too much. Slide it off my table. That's all I touch so far. Be very gentle. Make sure your staples are standing up, just like mine should be. See how I see the 0.1 side of the staples? That's what you want. See, my staples are standing. If it helps you by bending this, sometimes I like to bend this staple this way so I know which way staples are pointing up. And then I'm going to take the 40 gauge after I get that. I'm going to wrap it nice and tight, but make sure that everything stays where I need it. Frames on either side, staples pointing up and down, not laying down, but standing up. I'm going to wrap it about 10 times with the 40 gauge, give it a little pinch, wrap it about 10 more times. Get this nice and neatly together. And then back up a bit. You can see, just like that. This is what I got. All right. I'm going to cut the excess 40 gauge off. And I'm going to hot glue right over that 40. I still have not touched down here at all, and I'm not going to. I'm almost done prepping. I'm like seconds away from putting this on the drill and starting to fuse it. Right? I'm just going to hot glue again right over the 40 gauge I just did. I'm going to do that. Dab it right over that 40 gauge I just put on. All right, I'm going to let that dry. All right. Now, I don't use a lot of clamps at all on this. In fact, I like to use like no clamps. All right. I like to just let my frames, well, you'll see, because I shouldn't say that right now. All of this is going to go into the drill. All right. All three into the drill. The only thing I put on the swivel is the ribbon. That's all I put on the swivel is the ribbon. So knowing that, I could cut my frames down the same size as the ribbon. Cut and cut, all right? Because they were too long. So now they're all the same size. I'm going to take, I still have not touched that. I haven't touched that down there. I can now take my drill, which is still clamped to my table, but I just took it off. I'm going to take my drill and carefully find a center part of my drill chuck, and we're going to get this inserted into the drill. Very careful at this part. You don't want the drill to mess up your staples, which can happen if you don't pay attention. So try to get it as flat as you can in your drill without messing up your build. All right, so it's as flat as I can get it. I'm going to keep tightening down and make sure that it's okay as I tighten, and it is. All right, I'm going to show you what this looks like real quick. That's what that looks like. All right. Now, I'm only going to hook the ribbon up to the swivel right now. So that loop on the ribbon, let's put that right onto my swivel hook. Ribbon is on the swivel hook, and I'm going to pull the drill back a little bit, just a little bit, not tight or anything, just enough to see what's going on. All right. Both my cores are up in the air right now. So what I want to do is I just want to put my finger on the tip of one of them and find which one's the bottom and get them on the bottom. Just this part, just take your time. Only clip I like putting on this is one down here, all the way at the end. I'm going to make sure the one that's on the bottom is on the bottom, the one on the top is on the top. Clip them together, and that's it. That's the only clip I put on here. That's it. Done. See, it's a little messy. That's fine. When I pull the drill back, it kind of gets good. Now I could take this guy, get them all straightened out right here in the beginning. All right. And when I start fusing this, it should come together. If you want to put a clip right here, I don't suggest it. I really don't. I like just having it just like this and just taking your time in the beginning. All right. So I didn't touch this the whole time. I'm going to take my 36. Let me spin this a bit. I have my drill on slow too, just so you know. Drill's on slow. This guy up here, wrap. And now I'm just going to do a couple rotations. The beginning probably ain't going to look good, but once you get like 5 to 10 fuses down, it should come together. Now, when you start this, you want to start it going straight. If you start on an angle, you're going to be zigzagging back and forth. If you start straight and your spacing's good, you'll be good. So I'm going to try to start straight. And once I get a couple fuses, like 5, I'm going to take some kind of pliers and flatten. Then I'm going to do like 5 more. Keep the 36 straight. I had a little wrinkle on the 36 there. That's okay. Do 5 more fuses and pinch down carefully. Don't mess up that ribbon. I'm going to go up close now so you can see what's happening. I'm going to do the same thing again. So I did about 10 fuses already. All right. I'm not worried about what that beginning looks like because as we go down, the spacing is going to get better. I'm not putting a lot of tension on this wire at all, on this fusing wire. If I don't put a lot of tension on the fusing wire, then I'm not going to get a lot of tension on the actual build. All right. So I do a couple more fuses. I'm going to take these carefully. I'm doing very light pinches. Get that. Try to go straight with this fuse wire. Hold on, something's driving me crazy here. All right, let's do a couple more. I'm not holding tension on this 36 at all. I'm letting it just fall into the spaces. And remember, we loosen that Clapton up, so if they got to move, they'll move. Let's do one more pinch with the needle noses, and then we'll start using the nylons because they'll fit in there. And if your spacing's good, this won't be bad. Now I'm going to get the nylons because they're going to fit in this space now between the drill and the fuse. All right. I don't like pinching in front of the fuse, just behind. All right. So in the beginning, you got to do like 5 to 10 fuses and pinch. 5 to 10 fuses and pinch. As you get more done, you could do less. Or you could, excuse me. As you get more done, you could do more fuses before each pinch. All right, so I'm doing about 5 fuses, pinch. And that's important. Keep it straight. Keep your cores all good. And if you just take your time and stop every couple seconds, every couple fuses to pinch down, this will be done in a matter of no time. All right. Not pulling a lot of tension on this 36, just letting it fall right in. Just leading the wire to the spaces. I'm just showing it where the space is and it's falling right in. Reverse if you make a mistake. All right. You see how it's getting a little weird right there? Then you definitely want to pinch when that's happening. Don't go too far down. Pinch it now. All right. Now I did like 7 fuses instead of 5 and pinch. All right. 7 fuses or 7 rotations. Seven more rotations and pinch. And soon I'm going to be doing like 10 rotations and pinch. The more you get done here, the sturdier it's going to get, and the more it's going to come together easy. Just don't be afraid to stop and pinch it every once in a while. Slow and steady really does get you done quicker. If you want to go even quicker, don't drop the nylons every time. You go back to the drill, keep them in your hand, press the trigger, and now I have the nylons in my hand. I'm not going to put them down. They're still in my hand. My drill presses the button. Okay, now, something I do want to share with you. Remember I was telling you I was having a hard time with these, and I talked to a builder, and he gave me a few tips. One of his tips was, which I use to this day, is hold the wire low and look from above. All right, so I go like this. My wire is straight down, and I'm holding it low. It's about 2 feet below, and I look at it from the top, and this will help me get the right angle coming in, except for there. If your spacing's perfect, you shouldn't have to zigzag any. Right? And what I mean by zigzag is if you get bad spacing, you have to do this with the spool, which is fine. If you have to do this, you have to do this. You have to do this back and forth. But if your spacing's good, you should be able to just press down on the trigger with light tension on the spool. Do it. I'm going to put the chat back on after I'm done this first coil, and then I'm going to show you something that I do after I'm done the first coil of a dual coil. Builds and Junk, that was his name. Builds and Junk. That was the guy's name that gave me that tip. If Richie's still here, Richie should know him. Come on. So sometimes you might want to reset this clip here, but I think I'm just going to keep going. It shouldn't take me much longer. I'm going to get the chat up now, because I could probably chat while I do this. So I guess if you have any questions, you could shoot now. Feeling the spacing off like just a little bit, and I can fix it. I just pay attention a little bit. I'm going to go back up close so you could actually see something happening. No need to just see my concentrating face. All right. Yes, I actually had it in a K-Fun, Addy. It is very good in a K-Fun. I was using the K-Fun today. I actually had 15 milligram in it, though. What's up, Jacob? Suburban Samurai is here. Philip Wheeler's here. Clayton, what is up? Addy Tooney is here. I got to get more lighting behind me because this is not working good for me. I noticed I moved my light a little bit ago, and I probably shouldn't have because it really messed with my vision of what I see. You see was a little better, but what I see sucked. Make a mistake, just reverse. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Let me get some, actually, let me get it more done, and I'll show you some more better close-up action. Just try to go into every space. I am zigzagging a little bit here, but nothing crazy. You just try to hit every space. If you need goggles to see every space, then get goggles or glasses. I always say goggles like you're going swimming. All right, so I'm pretty much at the halfway point, so I'm going to show you what I do when I'm here. So what I do when I'm at the halfway point, actually a little bit more. Oops. I get at this halfway point, and what I do is I took it off. Damn it! I took this off the tape. Oh man, that was just stupid. I take the clip off. I just took this clip off the end, and now these are just floating. And when I do this, you would think that it would make it harder, but actually when this is all sturdy here, it actually makes it easier. This is when I'm really able to pick up speed, and this is when the Claptons will move for you a little more. So for the most part, when I get to this point, I get pretty excited about being halfway done, because usually that means that I'm going to get done this half quicker than the other. Another thing. So I am zigzagging here. All right. I'm zigzagging just a little bit at the end of this wire, but I have dual coil, right? So if I have dual coil and I'm zigzagging, if this part's going to get cut anyway, I'm going to go back straight, and if it skips a space, that's fine. If it skips a space on me, that's fine. Maybe it'll make up for it. All right. And maybe I'll get back on track if I just skip a space or two to fix the angle and go straight. So if I'm in the middle and it's going to get cut off anyway, that's where I skip my spaces. Essentially, you only want to skip one space on one side, not what I did there. I didn't flip the frames, no. And I'm going the same direction that I did my Clapton. The way I did my space Clapton, that's what direction I'm going now. I don't like going in reverse at this point. That's what I did the spacing. So you do the same direction on the drill the whole time. No having to reverse or anything. Just got to follow directions, Jacob, and if you prep it right, this is how it works. You just keep flattening. This flattening is doing a lot. It's not just it's doing a lot. And very little tension. I mean, I'm only fusing like 5 at a time and crunching it down. See, they're just hanging there, but since this is all there, it's like I've explained this before. It's actually a very simple concept here. I'm going to show you. Very simple. two 8-inch pieces of 24. When I jiggle them like that, they're flopping around quite a bit, right? But this is fused halfway. What if I hold them halfway there? They're not moving too much. They're all over the place there. But if you have half of it fused, they don't move around too much, right? It's sturdy because half of it's fused already. Now look where I'm at. I'm a little bit after halfway point, right? I'm here. My swivel's here. 3-4 inch. I just want to make a point of why I take that clip off. I mean, nobody took my time when I got started the first coil and finished, but I think it's going to be obvious in a second that the second half is easier. Soft squeezes. Yeah, I like to eat a lot of fruit in the summertime. I hope nobody's asking me questions, because I'm not answering them right now. I said I would, but I'm not paying attention. I'm just building my coils. Almost done. These do take time. If you don't get them done as quick as this, that's normal. You got to figure most of the time I'm trying to go fast so I don't hold you guys prisoner watching me fuse something for 3 hours. Sometimes literally 3 hours. And we have a little bit more to go. $77 people on chat. What? What is up, everybody? Y'all can't watch me build coils? Speed comes with time. That's right, Richie Oliver. I thought I did that. So if anybody doesn't know who Richie Oliver is Proby300 on Instagram. And if you have never checked that out, you should definitely check that out. He's an OG coil builder, but also builds just as good as the newer guys as well. He is on the same build team as I am, the Resistance crew. And when I started building coils, Richie Oliver was one of the kind of one of the first coil builders I found that was definitely more advanced than everybody else at the time. He one of the first people I've seen do alien coils and I don't know if I'm just rushing the end and messing up because of that or what. He good. He real good. There's actually a couple shows on this YouTube channel and the Resistance Crew YouTube channel with Richie on there. Whenever I have a question about, like, especially like with coil clays, if I needed to know, like, hey, who was the original creator of the staple stagger fuse Clapton? Richie, he would know. Who was the originator of the snake spine? He would know, you know? It's always good to have Richie around in case you don't know or remember something. Lots of the things I know about the original creators is from people like Richie, because I wasn't around to know. So somebody had to tell me, right? All right, I'm pretty much done this. I am just going to phone it in here because this is a lead anyway. I have plenty enough wire to get my coils. So all done. So man, we got a lot of people up in here, huh? Build off coming very soon. I hope everybody hits that subscribe so we can get there. Even though take your time, because that means I have to make a video. Proby300. PROBEE 300. PROBEE 300. Like a professional B, 300. Like a pro B. Like, you're not going to be in the minor league You're not going to be a minor league bumblebee. You're going to be a professional bumblebee. Pro B 300. I don't think that's what it means, but good way to remember it, right? You're in the big leagues now. You're in the big leagues now, B. Just be yourself. Pro be yourself. Professional B. I'm a professional B. I got paid for this shit. We've all got our ass kicked by pro B in a build off here and there. It happens. Shit. We got build off coming up. All right, so this is my wire. I want to go right in the middle and cut it. I don't like wrapping staples like as it's 8 inches. I like just cutting it in half and then doing it like that. I don't like doing it the other way. I don't like wrapping it while it's 8. I like cutting it in half and then wrapping. Just like a frame staple, be careful. You don't want to pull the Clapton off, right? You don't want to pull that Clapton off, so just be careful. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you how I wrap these on a 3mm. All right, so I'm going to take it like this, put my thumb on top, and slowly, whoa, killer. That didn't look good at all. All right. Remix. I'm going to flip this guy over, and I'm going to grab him with these. I don't know why that just looked like that was happening. We are not having that up in here today. Ooh. This is how it's going to be, huh? Okay. All right. This staple is not going to want to wrap on me easily. I don't know why. Maybe the 36. So I need to be very careful. If I want a successful staple, sometimes you just see it. You see it just is going to want to turn over. And if it does that, you know, hey, be careful, asshole. Because I will turn right the fuck over on you right now. So what I do is I like to put a lot of support on it as it goes around the bit. Wow. Wow. I can't remember the last time a staple did this to me. Just be careful. I mean, sometimes I like to do this. Sometimes I like to do that. Oh, dude. Am I doing that right now? No fucking wonder. I'm wrapping it around a 2mm bit. Wow. No wonder. What an ass. I think it's a 2.5 actually. Okay. Staples are very hard to wrap around a 2.5. They will wrap. I mean, obviously, they'll wrap. I'll show you what this one looks like. Hold on. All right. So you don't really want to do that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to... I probably should have just kept going, but that's all right. I was wondering, why is this rolling so quickly? I'm an idiot. I still got to be careful because it still looked like it was wanting to act funny on me. but not that much. It makes a big difference, 2, 5, and 3. 2, 5 inside diameter and 3. It's a little funny looking. He's a little funny looking. A little bit. 36 isn't the most beautiful looking views, but he's a little funny looking, but that's okay. That's what 6-ply will do. I think 8-ply would be easier for you, to be honest. I just wanted to keep the ohms at a decent amount for this build. Plus, I didn't want it to be too wide because, yeah, see, this staple just doesn't want to wrap easy for me. I'm just going to have to work for my staple stagger fuse Clapton. That's okay. Sometimes you got to work for it. Like a high-class lady. Like a high-class lady of the night. You just got to work for it. Sometimes. You got to take it to dinner. You got to buy it its outfit before you even go to dinner. You got to make sure you pay for the Uber or the limousine. You got to work for it sometimes, you know? And sometimes, even if you work for it, it's not even worth it. Not even fucking worth it. It just downright stinks. All right. There you go. We got them doilies. Hopefully, Jesus, my fucking fingers. Jesus, pray for my fingers. You could see, look at this one at the bottom. Look at, is it at the bottom? Hold on. That's why the wraps look funny. Look at this. This is why coil building's tedious, because even that little mistake I made in the wrapping, you're gonna see. Watch. Wait until it focuses. Look at the top coil. Look at the last 2 wraps on the top coil. You see how they're a little smaller? Oh, Jesus. Wow. Can you focus for me for 1 freaking minute? You see the top coil? The last 2 wraps look a little smaller than the next 3. That's because I started wrapping it on a 2.5. And even though I tried to stretch it out, that staple likes to stay. All right. Looking good, though. Dan the Man, what's up? What's up, everybody watching? All right. The pulse. I have coils in the pulse right now that I have to take out, but I love the pulse, man. The pulse 24. Woo-wee. Really good RDA. One of my favorite squonk RDAs ever. Love the Pulse for squonking. Pulse 24, and then there was a Pulse 24 little mechanical squonk. And I have the heat treated one, and it has these little tubes, right? It has these little tubes. And these little tubes point right down to the coils. Look at that. It's got the little tubes pointing down to the coils, angled down. Smoky. And you vape it. Okay. Like that. That's how I do it. I don't know how you do it. That's how I do it. I go. I'm going to make a mech mod that has a button just like this. You would have to connect both. It would have two buttons, fingerprint, so that kids couldn't get to it. It would have fingerprint button here and here, and you would vape it like this. That. Woo! That was my third bottle today. All right. I need an Allen key. There it is. I'm going to take these coils out real quick. Just had like some aliens or something in there. So I do quite like this Pulse. I'm hoping that these coils fit in here, though. That's the one thing I'm wondering, is will these 5-wrap staple stagger fuse Claptons fit? I don't know. Clayton, buy a new one and then put your old one in it. Does it have? See if they have the same one, right? See if they have the same drill. Buy it and then take the box, the new box, put the old drill in the new box and be like, yo, this thing don't work. And they'll give you at least store credit. They don't give a shit, dude. They don't. The people that are at the counter do not give a shit. They fit. They fit. So it's a postless deck. Duh. It's a real postless deck, though. Not like a dead rabbit postless deck. Oh, dude. I was a junkie for a lot of years. And junkies need tools still, too. So believe me, it works. It works at Home Depot. It worked at Home Depot yesterday. I'm kidding. I haven't done that in a while. But I would if I was really hard up for a drill. I would. They have to have the same kind of drill, though, you know? Because they will kind of open it and see, like, how old. They'll give it a quick glance. But for the most part, the people at the counter taking care of that stuff, they don't give a shit, dude. They're just waiting for the next break to come anyway, right? They're just waiting for lunch, or they're waiting to see how many likes they got on their damn Instagram. Just looking at their phone, chewing their bubble gum. finding the next best filter so they look good, you know. Complaining on social media about how nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. What a horrible day. Nobody loves me. I just ordered a pizza. Jesus. You see them damn 2 wraps? Killing me. Fucking killing me. 2 wraps. Alright, Fabian. Brass 25 millimeter. And 2 wraps, man. Yeah. These vape great too. WP Mac, I never said what's up. I don't think I said what's up to Vapor Cat unless I did. Bibbity bobbity boo. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay. Woo-wee! Them 2 wraps are still killing me, but those are nice. Not bad at all. So you're probably wondering, but what do they amount to? So do you remember what the specs are? The ribbons Canthal, all 0.4, 6 ply. I use 27 N80 and 36 N80. So all N80 and Canthal. So I'm going to tell you what it is before fire because I think I'm just going to keep these nice and clean looking. In fact, that's so stupid. That's so freaking stupid. All stainless. We'll see. I'm not sure what they're going to be. I think most people are pretty damn close. Dual coil 5 wrap around. Dual coil 5 wrap around a 3 millimeter. 8 wraps around a 3 millimeter. 2 wraps around a 2.5. Let's see what it ohms out to. That's what my specs are going to read. It's going to be 0.4 Canthal times 6. 27 N80 frames. 36 N80 all fuse. Dual 5 wrap around a 3 millimeter times 8. 2.5 millimeter times 2. Boom. Same 0.08. 0.08 to begin. I thought it was going to be a little lower. So these are low, man. These are low coils. Whoa, that's 100 watts. 1.21 gigawatts. Damn. I'm getting 0.708. Yeah. These are low. They are pretty close to the deck, too. There ain't really leads. Not really many leads. They'd probably come out to about a 0.1 after fire because Canthal and Nichrome both like to raise their ohms. So it probably would be around a 0.1 after fire, maybe 0.11, maybe 0.09. $1.21 gigawatts. Booyah. All right, guys. There he is. Thank God that the wrap went at least pretty good because, man, that was not looking good at first. Even the second coil was hard to wrap. Blind Dog Chris, what's up? Oh, so, where we're going, we don't need coils. Okay, so if you want to join along in the action, you could build your staple stagger fuse Claptons and post them to Instagram using the hashtag Coil class. Listen. Okay, listen. So this is week 15. So this week on Coffee Talk, we'll look at who did this. I'll give you the challenge, and we're going to do the giveaway. So get them in by Saturday. Get them in so you get in that giveaway. It's going to be a pretty decent giveaway. Yeah, I got tools. I got a macro lens. It's going to be pretty awesome. First of all, thanks everybody for watching tonight. We still got 10 minutes, but start wrapping it down. I got a busy week. I'm going to try to get a pre-recorded video out, but first and foremost, I'm going to record the build-off video so that when my thing hits 6K, I just upload it. I already know everything that I'm doing. There's one thing that's up in the air, but that has to do with whether I'm building, and you'll see. Saturday, I will be on s.s.f.c's channel. They're doing the raffle for the homeless. Hold on. Let me tell you exactly what it is. Did I get another patron? New patron! Whoop, whoop. I think I got 40 now. Whoop, whoop. 1 second. Oh, patrons doing a video this week. Or, yep, new patron. Thank you, Dylan, if you're here. Fresh's channel, I'll be on at 2 o'clock. Fresh will be on earlier than that. I'll be on from 2 until 3. Cecile, Queer Your Vape, is throwing this thing. All right. What it is it's the Pride Baffle. All right. So basically, this is what it is. Join the fight against LGBTQ youth homelessness. So what happens is a lot of gay youths are homeless. There's like, I don't know where it is, but there's some kind of statistic where a huge percentage of homeless people are people that came out to their family and got kicked out of their house. All right. This goes to some kind of homeless shelter to help out that place. It's a raffle. There's a lot of really cool prizes. I went over it in the other video. The video before this one, check that out. I went over it in the beginning. All right. $5 a ticket for the raffle. There's so many prizes, man. So many. Addy Tooney K Fun. Wake Mod Co. Bigfoot Kit. MechMod RN. From MechMod. Oh, Wake Mod is from MechMod RN. Gotcha. The whole SC line of Wonder flavors. 40 flavorings of your choice from Flavora. $50 gift certificate to Chef's Flavors. $50 gift certificate from Bull City Vapors. 20% off coupon from Twisted Messes. Coils from Breezy Tones, myself, Zach Vapes. There's so much more too. Kim Dixon build stands. Really high suicide rate too. Yeah, why is it so cloudy? Man, I can't stop getting like acne on my nose. I think I'm going to start running, guys. I'm starting to try to diet a little bit. So I think I'm going to start running. I don't know if I'm going to do it at night or in the morning. Maybe I'll just go run tonight. Just go fucking run. Just run until my nose bleeds. All right. TM24 Pro or Goon 25. Oh, man. What are you getting it for, Thomas? 24 Pro. $66 in chat. Thanks everybody for coming. This was I guess it was a good turnout, huh? What are we doing next week? We're doing Twisted Clapton, so that would be the Green Mamba, right? Or something like we might not do the Green Mamba. We might do something like the Green Mamba. We'll see. Because we're inching our way to like, I have like micro Claptons left, Suka, and then we have more cores of Stagger Fuse Clapton. We have more cores of Aliens, and then we're probably going to do something where we go staggered alien, staggered alien, staggered alien. Maybe there's probably other builds in there we could just throw in, maybe a braid here and there. Braids are rough for me, but I'll learn them. Staggered alien, stuff like that. So 78 at one point. Damn. Awesome. So we got the build off coming. That information will be up. Save questions. I seen a couple questions already for the build off. Save the questions. Everything will be answered. Other than that, man, I'll be on Saturday morning. Then I'll be on Fresh's channel, and then we'll be live at 7 p.m. Right now, I'm going to get some more mail together. I got to get whatever has to be done. Thursday, Patreon, I will be live, and then I'm going to upload that video to YouTube after we're done. Patreon live this week. Oh, snaps. I got to do my recovery video. Oh, snaps. Patreon this week is a giveaway. I'm giving away a couple things, man. Dark Mesh, that loaded Twisted Messes blue that I had, that matte blue with the pitchforks in it. Tools, macro lens. I might do another Twisted Messes too. We'll see. I got a bunch of stuff, man. I have some juice. So whoever was in Patreon, that's where that's going to. There's going to be a big prize for $10 Patreons. There's going to be a slightly smaller prize for $5 Patreons. And $10. Actually, the $10 gets into both them giveaways. And there's going to be a couple more giveaways. I'm going to do a couple Coil giveaways too. Even for the $2 Patreons, I'm going to do a couple Coil giveaways. Yeah, chat must have been busy, man. Maybe people like it when I don't look at chat. And Kim's sending more stands. We'll save them for next month, I guess, because yeah, I'm gonna be done by Thursday, and I just gotta get them gone. Line Dog, if you want to contact me on Instagram about if anybody wants to donate. Oh, awesome, dude! I put up the build all video. Coolwick contacted me immediately. They said, we want to sponsor the build off. Coolwick Cotton in the house. So I don't know if they're watching tonight. If they are, thank you so much. Cool is sponsoring the build-off. That's the first sponsor of the build-off. Ba-ba-boom. Didn't even start it yet. Already got a cotton sponsor. Addie, is that the Cecile thing? That's the Cecile thing, right? That's the link. Like I said, Coolwick, you know, they're always supporting, man. Always supporting. Okay, cool. I got it copied. Let me put it in the description right now before I leave. Hey, listen, Fresh is on right now. Fresh is going to be on like now. All right. So if you are addicted to watching lives and watching good people, especially if you're into making juice, go watch Fresh. Go watch Fresh. He will be on. I'm just going over to my YouTube and I'm dropping this link to donate in the description. To donate in the description. Oh, wow. 62 watching now. Man, that video I uploaded last night, man, that quality was shit for the beginning. I don't know why, like, when I upload from Instagram, it's like the quality doesn't get, you can't get good quality. You can't get good quality until later. Okay. Link should be in the description now. All right. So there it is. Everybody, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. I get to put my air on right now and get some mail together. I think I'm gonna watch more Ozarks right now. That's what I'm gonna do. Everybody, thank you so much. Love these Coil classes. This one turned out good. Had a couple rough ones in there, but you know what? When we're done Coil class, we could go back to them rough ones if we have to, right? Right. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see the Patreons Thursday, and I will see Fresh is in third. So Fresh does 9:30. That's actually awesome. Okay, I'll have to remember that. Did anybody watch Grim Green and Oh Boy OC on Jay Hayes' today? It's interesting, man. They talk about some of the YouTube issues. It's pretty interesting. That was a good show. I enjoyed the hell out of that show today. Go to Jay Hayes' channel. Grim Green and Oh Boy OC were on there. It was really good. They talk about, man, Grim Green talked about the money that he makes on YouTube right now, and that doesn't sound good at all. I watched the Twisted Message video. How did we get to this point? Let's rewind. That was a good one too. And Dash Vapes. I didn't know Dash Vapes, so I didn't say his, but he seemed like a cool guy. Even though that's not his name, that's the thing that they. Yeah, but he seemed cool too. I didn't know Dash Vapes until that show. And I gotta watch Suck My Mods. I gotta watch his. Yeah. I'm hoping I just fall in that area of arts and crafts or something. I think I might. I'm trying to like keep the vaping down in the beginning of the video and the cursing down and talking about vaping in the beginning of the video to see if I can just sneak in there, you know, sneak in there a little bit. If not, I figured I would never see money from YouTube anyway, so I don't really care. Everybody, have a good night. I will see you later. No, I would never stop the show. It don't matter. I would always do the YouTube upload anyway. It don't matter. It wouldn't change really. It wouldn't change anything. But thank you, everybody. I'm out of here for real this time. For realsies this time. For realsies.